Hello everybody, this is SeetherCord and welcome back to yet another installment of SeetherTalks episode 4. And I know you guys are probably ashamed of me because of the fact it's been over 2 freaking months, almost an entire quarter of a year since I made episode 3. I know I'm terrible, I'm sorry. I am extremely sorry. Things have just been coming up. I don't know where I want to take the direction with this channel and what to do, and I decided now I'd like to go back and doing SeetherTalks again. Please don't be shocked if episode 5 is probably going to come out near like 3 years from now, but you know what the heck. First of all, I just want to clear out to my friend Alex, who you saw in my Wizard World Comic Con 2017 video. He's known as Little Saw Plays on YouTube. I just want to say congratulations to him on being elected the 45th president of the United States of America. His inauguration was absolutely amazing. I loved it on TV, and I will just say that I am truly proud to be an American right now. But yeah, on a more serious note, I also want to clear up that I now have a pop filter connected to my microphone, so that way it doesn't have as much of a pop noise and it can hurt the ears slightly. So I got that to help soften the popping noises slightly, so that's good. But yeah, so today's video I'm going to be talking about a slightly controversial topic on SeetherTalks, which is also probably going to make this video become the most controversial video on my channel. And that is talking about the problems that I see with the furry community. Oh boy. Now, first of all, I just want to clear out that I am not trying to be cynical about the furry community. I have high respects for it for pretty much the most part. I absolutely love being in the furry community. I feel like virtually everything about it is great. And I will say that I enjoy most of the people that I see within the community. And I love pretty much all of you guys a lot. So thank you. But I will not deny that there are certain issues that I feel like could be worked out, but we're still having those kinks and problems we had to fix within the furry community. And I will say that I noticed that with the problems I have with the furry community tend to become within 4 different aspects. And today we're going to be looking at each of them individually, and I'm going to go to assess them as much as and as best as I can. So let's go take a look into it, shall we? Okay, first of all, I just want to clear off the way that this is just my personal opinion on things that I think is wrong with the community. I could be completely wrong for all I know, but just be aware of that. So that's just my opinion. Number 1, I think is probably going to be the least controversial aspect I feel that's wrong with the furry community, which virtually everyone in the community pretty much agrees on, is art theft. Now, a main real reason a lot of people disagree with art theft within the furry community is, for one, it's just not your art. Like, really, you can't really just claim that as being your art when it's reality. It's not your persona, and it could potentially just be a commission that somebody got that you're just using as your own, that you're using on either on like Skype, on Telegram, on Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, pretty much all of that. And I noticed that I can kind of give like a slide for it for a certain aspect, because many of the people that I do see who do commit art theft tend to usually be people who are on the more younger side within the furry community, which I can kind of understand since they're young, they're ambitious, they're most of the time new to the community, so they really don't know what's considered really acceptable and what isn't. So I just want you to know that it's just, I kind of excuse it in that aspect, but still, it's not a good thing to do at the end of the day. And I just hope you guys, when you get older, realize that that's not a good thing to do. Another aspect I feel like it's what can cause badly due to art theft is that the fact that it can even cause confusion between who the person is within who is using the art and such. Like, for instance, if someone else used my Persona SeetherCord as their profile picture and then started like doing some stuff that don't really recognize with me, people would start getting confused and be like, oh, Seether, why are you doing this stuff on here and here? And be like, oh wait, that's not me. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much a universal agreed opinion on art theft. Still, if you disagree, this is just my personal opinion. Take it with a grain of salt as much as you can. Now, this next one is probably going to be the most controversial opinion I will have, or one of the most out of these 4. And that is it's a hard thing to really put into a specific like title for it. So I'm just pretty much putting like reacting to trolls and kind of mixing it together with how the public image of the furry community pretty much is these days.
Many still dressed in their furry costumes. It's the hotel.
Where are you going?
Contaminated.
Hey!
Guests came back inside at 4 a.m. Police still
come back.
The matter is a criminal investigation.
Could you check on Mika, see if she's okay? She's over there somewhere.
Mika has left the building.
Now, usually when it comes to the first part about the public image, when it comes to, I think, fursuiting, this is how I feel about it. When it comes to fursuiting, I feel like I personally disagree with going public fursuiting in places that are completely random and unnecessary. That's just me. Just be aware of that. The reason why I say this is because, for one, it doesn't really make any sense if you're doing it just on a regular random day, just going out to, say, McDonald's or Walmart or Kmart. Who still shops at Kmart? No one shops at Kmart. Another aspect I feel like it's bad with fursuiting in public, especially at places like Walmart, is due to the fact that, if you're coming in with just a complete mask on, people don't know how to react. They don't know why you're doing that. For all they know, you could be like robbing the store or something like that, and you're masking your identity. Now, that might be a little off there from opinion of mine, but just remember, it's just that opinion. So now, that's not saying I have any problem with fursuiting completely in public, but I just think that, like, for the most part, when it's like in a place where it's not deemed acceptable or it's just inappropriate for the timing of it, I wouldn't say it's a good thing to do. Like, I'm completely fine about going out and fursuiting when it's like Halloween night, or if there's like a big festival that involves a lot of, like, dressing up and such. I think that's great, And personally, when it comes to me with fursuiting, with my fursuit that I've had about for like 5 months now, I've only taken it out in public about 3 times. That was one for a charity event, another was for the convention I went at Wizard World, obviously, and the third was for this party I went to that was like a Halloween dress-up party, and I had a lot of fun doing those, and people were really accepting of it because of the fact that it was probably at the best time. I'm not going to personally just go up to the store or go to a McDonald's just in the middle of the day on a completely random day and just probably distract people from their job and stuff like that. That's just me personally. And then the second aspect I feel like is when it comes to reacting to, the troll community upon any type of, social media platform, be it YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Vine even, I don't know. But, just trolls and haters all around. Now, what I feel like certain people in the furry community fail to realize is that you are going to have people hate you for being a furry or just for anything that might not immediately be deemed socially acceptable, no matter what. That's not your fault. That's their problem. And that is just something you're going to have to deal with online. If you publicly online, express being a furry, you're going to have to deal with that at some point. And even if you have to, it's not your fault. There's going to be people that are going to hate on you for that no matter what. And that's something you're just going to have to slide off your shoulder. Heck, I've been featured in like 4 cringe compilations now that I see, and I don't really care about that. The person who does that, I bet he doesn't really even give a crap about anything besides just finding the cringiness aspect of me, and I'm fine with that. So I don't think that makes me a bad person. I don't think it's defamed me or anything. I'm just like, so what? It's just someone on the internet. And I also even get comments saying like, kill yourself, and calling me like, a faggot and stuff like that. And I just personally, just let it slide, because there's always going to be people like that are going to comment negative, stupid stuff like that. So just to close off this part when it comes to responding to the trolls, is pretty much just don't respond to them. And even if you do, just respond in a mature way. But if you do, you're honestly just wasting your time, because usually if you respond in a mature way, they're still going to respond negatively. And that's just honestly how I feel it goes out. So just be aware of that. Now, number 3 is going to be a slightly kind of awkward thing to talk about, which I don't think I've ever really discussed this in a YouTube video before. So first time's for everything, I guess. That topic is porn. Oh yes, good old-fashioned porn. Now, I'm personally someone where I don't give a crap. Now, I just want you to know that for people like me and many other people out here that are out in the world that are furry or not a furry, they really don't give a crap about what you get off to. They don't. As long as it's not harming anyone or anything, or giving off a bad message or influencing anyone to do anything that's harmful or bad to anyone else or anything else, then it's fine. But I will say that I just noticed that when it comes to a lot of things on social media, it's just there's nothing but arrays and arrays of suggestive stuff involving furries online. I'm just saying, though, it's just a lot to the point where usually if you have an outsider come in that might be interested in the community, I noticed that a lot of them tend to usually shove that aspect onto them at first to give it off kind of a bad vibe, like it's all just about sex and stuff like that. But in reality, it's really not. So just when it comes to having people interact with you outside of the furry community, and also this one ties in back to the last topic I was talking about that had problems in the furry community, which is the public image. I feel like, if you really want to introduce someone or let someone to be informed about the furry fandom, just kind of push the sexual aspect to the side, and also let them, even though if they should be aware of it or not, if you have to bring it up, just make sure you let them know that it's not really something that has to be a representation for the community. It's an optional thing, but it's not a definite thing. And last but not least, the number one thing that any community, that any fandom, that any real group of freaking living beings deal with on a day-to-day basis. That is
what is up, Drama Nation? I'm your host.
Oh yes, it is indeed, in fact, drama. I noticed that usually a lot of the drama starting people usually tend to be floating around many social media platforms such as Skype, Telegram, or Discord that usually, I will not deny, are people that will go out of their way to start drama no matter what. And it does make me extremely salty at times, not going to deny that. But I'm not saying that everybody in the community is like that. It's just there are certain people that do tend to do that. They are out there. You cannot deny that. Drama is actually a major factor as to why I don't really get involved with that many group chats anymore these days, because I used to be part of a really big Skype group involving the furry community, which I'm not going to name. But I do notice that I used to be very involved with it at one point, but then I stopped getting involved with it that much because I noticed a lot of unnecessary drama gets started over very small, unneeded things. Certain things like that being, this person said something that offended me slightly, or it's this person said something I don't agree with personally, or this person copied my persona or something like that. So I personally just say, do your best to really get those kind of toxic, individuals away from yourself, because you really don't need to waste a lot of your time and energy into that. And I'm not trying to say that if you start a little bit of drama or you get involved in a little bit of drama, that's fine. It's a normal thing to happen. We're all human. We all have differentiating opinions. It's not something to feel ashamed of if you get involved with it at some point or another. It happens to all of us. This is just going out to people who I'm just calling out people who legit do everything in their power to start up a rise and cause drama over things like that. So that pretty much wraps up this video. This has pretty much been my interpretations of the different types of aspects I disagree with the furry community and problems that I do see with it. I will say that this is just my opinion. If you disagree with what I have to say, that's fine. If you think I'm an idiot for certain things I've said, that's fine. I'm kind of a dumbass if you think about it a lot more. But still, remember to you can either agree with what I say or you can take it as a complete grain of salt. That's all right. And if you honestly disagree with me, please leave a comment telling me what you disagree with me on, or if you have anything else to add to this, please tell me in the comments section below as well. I'm willing to hear what you have to say, and I'll definitely be willing to assess it and see if I agree with you or not on it. So that has been this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Follow me on MySpace, and I shall be awaiting your pitchforks and torches at my front doorstep tomorrow morning. I have been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys next time, so goodbye.